Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek and you are watching Zenarray Analytics. So today in this Tableau Dashboard week, we are going to see how to build a basic Tableau dashboard end to end with the major KPIs. So this Tableau tutorial is basically for the Tableau beginners. So let's get started. So this is the global startups dashboard, which is showing the four major bars on the top. The first one is total number of startups, then total funded amount in billion dollars. After that, the total number of investors, and at last the total investment raised, again in billion dollars. Below we are seeing the various visuals, the bar charts, the donut chart, and the table, right? So first bar chart is showing us the top 5 startups by funding. The second one is showing us the top 5 funding round types. Below, the third bar chart is showing the top 5 categories by funding raised. Then we have a table which is showing us the investor details. And here on the right, the last visual is the donut chart. So I will tell you, or I will show you how we can build a donut chart in Tableau. So now on the top left, we are seeing the 3 filters. The upper one is the top end. I'll show you how we can build this kind of top end parameter in Tableau desktop. So as of now, it has been set to 5. If I change this to 10, the below visuals will show me the details based on 10. You see the top 10 startups by funding, the top 10 categories by funding raise, and the top 10 funding round types, right? So whatever number I place here, accordingly the below visuals will change and get aligned too. So this is the power of parameter in Tableau. The next 2 filters are the very basic filters which we can just incorporate in our dashboard to slice or dice the data accordingly. So let's roll up your sleeves and let's get started to build this dashboard in Tableau desktop. So let's open the fresh Tableau desktop file. Now let me show you from where I get the sample dataset first. So this is the front screen of Tableau Public. So here on the bottom right hand side, you will see the sample datasets. Just go on that. And if I go down, let's scroll down, and under the technology section, you will find this startup venture fundings, and download this dataset. So it will get saved to your local machine. So once it get downloaded, just import it just like I did. Just wait for the query to get executed since the file is little bit heavier. So here these are the different sheets which are there in that downloaded Excel file, right? So what I will do is I will fetch the 2 of these files, this and this. So I'll drag the companies first, and then I'll drag the investment. And once I drag the investment, it will try to create a join or a relationships between the 2 tables, but we have to define the primary key. So I know that the primary key in this is this permalink. So I'll select this permalink from companies table and the investment table, investor permalink, right? Secondly, before moving further, I'll just add one filter to the founded year, the company's founded year, right? So since the data set is huge, so I will place a data set filter, right? So this kind of filter is known as a data set filter, right? So whatever the data I filter at this particular place, so the same will be automatically filtered in my worksheet and in my dashboard. I do not need to place a separate filter for the same thing ahead in my worksheets or in my dashboard, right? For instance, I am selecting the founded year. I am selecting a range from 1994 till 2014. So I'll do the analysis on 20 years of data, right? So my whole data set, my whole tables will get filtered according to the 20 years filter which I have set in this dataset filter, right? So let's go to worksheet now. Initially it will take a bit. So now this is our worksheet. So to start with, what we need to create first, we will create the 4 barns: the total number of startups, the funding amount, number of investors, and the investment raised, right? So let's give this worksheet a name: total number of startups, right? So the total number of startups I'll get from this companies table, right? So the company name, right? This is the name, and the company's count is this, right? So I'll simply drag this count here, right? And I'll edit the title: total number of startups. Make it bold, let's make it entire view, format it, align it to center, and let's make, since this is our KPI or the barn, so we have to make it bold, right, and bigger in the font. So click on the text, make it bold and make it 15, click apply, OK, right? I've set it to 15. Let's increase a bit and set it to 18, right? This is the first one. Let's duplicate this file to create the second one. The second one is total funded amount, right? So total funded amount is funding total USD is our total funded amount. Just drag it here, and since it's a high number, so let's format it: currency dollar, and the display unit is billions. Let's keep up to 1 decimal place. Let's change the heading. What will be the heading? Total funding amount. Total funding amount. Apply. OK. Second bar is ready. Change the name here. Total funding amount. Now the third one, make a duplicate, is total number of investors, right? Investors. So the investors we will get from the investment sheet. and the investment count is here. So just drag it here and change the title, total number of investors. Okay, make it bold, apply. Okay, total number of investors. And the last one is total investment raised by these investors. So again, make a duplicate, total investment raised. So the same we will get here to total raised amount. Make sure it should be sum, right? And if it is not sum, then you can click on this down arrow and click on this measure and select this sum, right? So you will get the sum. Okay, so again it's a high number, so let's format it. Dollar billion up to 1 decimal place, $31 billion. Let's change the heading. What should be the heading? Total investment raised. Investment raised, right? Apply. Okay, so this way our our major KPIs are completed. The next is to create these 3 bar charts, right? So the first one is top 8 startups by funding. So to create the bar chart, so let's select this company name, which is the startup name, add all members, funding total USD, just drag it over here, right? Just sort it by field, descending, funding sum, right? Now we want, based on our top n parameters, we want the top n number of startups, right? So now is the time to create a parameter. So to create a parameter, just click on this down arrow, small down arrow, select the create parameter and give it a name top n. Data type integer, right? Current value, let's give the current value to 5. Okay, so this is our top n parameter. Just show it. So now it's not doing anything, right? If I select 10, it's not doing anything. If I select 8, it's not doing anything. So to make it work, we have to click on this down arrow and select the filter, right? From this select list, from this general widget, use all, and just simply go to top, right? Press by field. Now instead of 10, select top n, which is our parameter, and funding total USD sum, apply. Okay, you see, now we are seeing only top 8 startups because here our parameter is showing 8. If I select 5, we'll see top 5. Perfect. Now just simply change it to the bar chart, format it. We do not need any type of grid lines. Drag the funding amount to labels, format, currency, dollar. Let's keep it 0 decimal place, and the display unit should be millions or billions. Let's select billions for the time being. Now just make it little bit bigger and let's make it to 1 decimal place, right? Let's hide this and also let's hide the axis by unchecking the show header. Give it a name, top and startups by funding. Edit title, top and startups by funding. Now, instead of n, let's insert the parameter, right? To see whatever the parameter number I put here, 5, 10, the same I'll see here, right? Top 5, top 10, whatever. Now just make it 8 and bold, right? See, top 5 startups, because here it's 5. Top 8 startups, here it's 8, right? So top 10, here it's 10. Perfect. So our parameter is working perfectly fine. So this is our first bar chart visual. The second, we need top 8 categories by funding raised, right? Now we have to just duplicate this and search here where is the categories. So categories, we will here is the category list, right? So just drag this list here on the top, add all members, or this is the nested category list, right? There is a multiple categories, we need the single one. So let's drag this market. Yeah, so either we call it market or we can also call it a category, right? Whatever. So as of now, let's drag market. So now give them space so we can see the number. Let's sort, sorry, hide this card. Sort it by descending order. Remove this name, remove this market also. Now filter, the same thing we have to do, filter using top by top n, funding total USD sum, apply OK. So the same step we repeated here, which we repeated in top and startups, right? So give this sheet a name, top and market by funding, right? So top and markets by funding, right? Top and markets by funding. So biotechnology is on the top, right? So this way our second visual is ready. The third visual is top 8 funding round types. So funding round we will get from the investment. So funding round type is here, right? So again, just duplicate this sheet. Let's follow the same steps. Just remove this market first from this filter pane. Funding round, drag it here, and here is, let's filter this. So just exclude this null, go on the top, select top n, apply OK, give them space. Let's sort them by field. So we can see the venture is the funding round type leading here, right? So let's edit the title, types. So this is also done. Token, funding, round, types. So this way our 3 bar charts are ready. Now the fourth one is this particular donut chart. So let's build this donut chart. So to create a donut chart showing the startup status, right? Open a new worksheet and give it a name. Now before dragging the startup status, let me show you how to build a donut chart. So in the row shelf, write a formula average 0.0. Again write the formula 0.00. Now from all section select a pie chart, right? Make it entire view and let's increase the size. Now this second average 0.00, reduce the size and make it white color. Now make this a dual axis. Remove the measure from here also, remove the measure names from here also. See, it's getting the shape of donut. Now drag the status to the color shelf to the first donut, average 0.00. Secondly, companies count drag to the angle as well as to the labels. Change it number to percent of total. Just format it to 1 decimal place and we can see the donut chart. Now remove the status, heading and number of startups. Remove rest things we do not need in the tooltip, right? Now in the second donut we want here to show the total number of startups, right? Just like this, total startups 37k. So to do that, simply drag the count companies to the second donut labels. Click on label total startups. Apply OK. So we can see, right, operating startups are having the big number, which are 85% of the total startups are operating, right, and rest follows. So this way we build our donut chart. Let's clean this sheet, format, remove the grid lines, remove this, startup status. So this is our donut chart. The last visual is our table, the investor details table. So to build that, let's go to the investment tab. The first one is the company category. So company category is this, add all, fit width, then the investor name, add all, then investor region, then the company name, company name. Now number of investments and the investment amount, right? Let's sort these descending order. Raised amount, second one also let's sort nested based on the first one. Raised amount, and this also sort nested raised amount. Right, just format the number section. Change this to millions, right? So this way we can see in millions. Right, I think company name is not sorted yet. Descending raised amount, right? So this way we have sorted these. After that, so this way all our visuals are built. Now now to build a dashboard, just click on this small button, right? So give the name startups. So as you are seeing here, I have built this background theme in PowerPoint, right, which is showing me the rectangular boxes, and inside each boxes I have shown, or I have kept the visuals. So to build this theme I always use the PowerPoint, right? So here I just insert shapes, rectangular shapes, and fill them with different shades that will look good and appropriate as per my dashboard, right? So you can also build the same and save the file as a PNG format, right? Please save it in the PNG format, and once it is saved and you save it on your local machine, so the next step is you can just click here on image object, right, and drag it here, and it will give you a chance to choose the file, which is none other less your background theme, right? So let's insert my theme from here, make it fit and centric, apply OK. So it's as simple as that, right? So here is my this theme. Now let's reduce a little bit, or keep it as it is, okay? So now let's select the floating, right, from objects, and now let's drag one by one. So the first one is total number of startups, so make it smaller so it will get fit in this rectangle box, right? So and title should be in center, Secondly, total funding amount. So select this first one, go on layout and see the width and the height. It's 221,114. Now select the second visual and just change it to 221,114, right? Similarly, third one. So this way we have kept our 4 barns on the top. Now let's drag the bar chart. So this is the first bar chart. This top and parameter, let's keep it here on the top. Make this a little bit smaller. Fit height, right? This is tricky. Okay, perfect. Second is market. So this fit height, right? The third is round types. Fit height. Fourth is the donut chart. Oh, so if you make it smaller, it will shrink. So what we need to do is go on the donut chart. Let's reduce the size. Second one also. Right. Let's see. Okay, much better. Now these are the legends. We don't want to show the title, we just want to show the legends. Let's keep the legends here, right, on the top right, so we can see, right? So this way we have placed the startup donut chart also. Perfect. Now the table investor details. Right, just format it, center. Okay. Right, count of investments and the raised amount, right? So this way we have placed our final table also. Now filters, let's go on this sheet, directly go from here, go to sheet, right? Now let's place the filters. The first filter is the market, so market is here, place it here in the filter section, use all, apply, OK. And the second is the region, select this region, place it in the filters, use all, apply, OK. Now again go to the dashboard. So we have placed the two filters in this particular view, right? Now click on this down arrow, select market. So here is the market, change it to single value drop down, and we need to change the height also. So go to the layout, instead of this select 60. So this way the height is reduced. Let's increase the width, right? Now repeat the same process for the region. Change this to single value drop down. From this layout, select it 60. This way. Now we have all these three. Now we have to align these two filters to the whole dashboard, right? Because as of now these are only aligned to this particular visual. So to do that, select the first market visual, go to apply to worksheet, selected worksheet, and simply select all on the dashboard. See, it is very simple. Select OK, and now select region, select your worksheets, select all on dashboard, OK. Right. So this top 10 markets, why it is so, let's go to the sheet and see why it is. It means filter is not working. So edit filter. Oh, we have not used top n, right? Let's apply. Okay. Now again go to this dashboard and see, right? I think now why this is not showing. Let's go to the sheet. Edit filter, top and funding amounts, which is showing only one as of now. Okay, so let me see what's is here. So if I undo some steps, right, sometimes this happen in Tableau, so you have to do brainstorming to find out the error, right? Let's set this top end to 5, right? 5. Now go to the sheet, remove this, and filter use all top N. Okay, now we are seeing this. Now if I change this to 10, okay, perfect. So here we go. Right, now let's see if it is aligned to all the dashboards. Yes, it is. Perfect. So here is our dashboard now ready. So this way you have to brainstorm to find out the errors which you found and sorted. Now just keep the heading for that. Drag the text from here, give the heading global startups, make it 26 and bold. Okay, and also make it white. Okay, right, now we have to make, so this way we build our global startup dashboard. So just if I want to see the top 5, I can see the top 5 startups, right? Okay.